What's up, everybody? This is Corn Beaner. So after about 3 weeks of putting in some serious time with Street Fighter X Tekken, I'm ready to give you guys my full review. This review will be for the PS3 version of the game, as I have not put in a lot of time with the 360 version of the game to actually give it a full shakedown. So everything you hear, all criticisms here, will be directed towards the PS3 version of the game. So with that, let's get started. So once you boot up the game, of course you're always welcomed by the customary splash screens as far as developers, publishers, anything that was licensed, pretty much anything or anyone who had a hand in making Street Fighter X Tekken are thanked within these first moments. Once you make it to the main menu, you'll see that there's an arcade mode, a versus mode, network mode which handles everything online, training, challenges, customized, and a few other modes. There's also an option here to install game data onto your hard disk. If you have the space available or even have the patience to wait through the 10 minutes, I would recommend doing so, as this will decrease the amount of time you're waiting between matches, as the game loads faster with the game data installed into your hard disk as opposed to not having it installed at all. So this always comes highly recommended. Alright, so we'll start off with arcade mode. Fighting games have never been known to have a deep storyline, and Street Fighter X Tekken does nothing to change that. The most that I can grasp from the story is that a meteor or comet hit Earth, leaving behind some all-powerful element, and now the evil crew from the Tekken series and the evil crew from the Street Fighter series are now battling out to see who gets access to this all-powerful element. You pick two characters, you battle random people in random stages, and at the end of the end of it, I'm not going to ruin it, as I think it has different endings per different characters. It's paper thin at best. If you're looking for something with a deep story, spend your money somewhere else, as fighting games, as I said, don't have deep stories. Street Fighter X Tekken does nothing to change that, but it's a good way to get some practice in with a new team, or if you're just getting into the game, it's a good way to get some practice in. So after battling your way through arcade mode, you might think, what else can I do before I actually go online? Well, if you pick the customize option, you'll be taken to the customized menu, and once this menu loads up, you'll be greeted by four, I guess, sub options. You'll have your gem unit, which I'm going to leave for a lot later, as I have a big bone to pick with this. Your quick combo, your character color, and your battle profile, which is basically your moniker for when you go online. The character color is a cool little thing where you can actually customize the actual color of your characters. All the options are pretty generic, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Starting off in the game, I don't know if you can unlock any more, but there's about 4 different colors, and you can adjust the colors to each character. So if you want like an all albino Mega Man, you can have that. If you want to switch this little grizzly bear character to a black bear, you can do that. Me myself, I took Ryu and I made him pretty much all black with a yellow bandana, which looks kind of creepy, and I also did that with Keen. It's a cool little feature. This is one of the features that I do like that they added. I believe this is coming from the Tekken series, or just Namco in general, and it's pretty fun, and I liked it, and it's a cool little time killer if you want to do all the characters in the game. And one last thing you can do before actually going online is training mode. Training mode is pretty much standard now in Street Fighter, and this is where you can actually go, pick your team of 2, select another team of 2, select the stage, and go at it. You can set different parameters to your AI opponents, as far as jumping, standing, blocking only after a drop combo, and other little assets like that. This is pretty much a standard. You might find a new team here, you might find new combos here, you might actually find something totally opposite what you thought you were going to find. And it all comes from putting in your time in training mode. It's a standard that honestly is a nice addition to any fighting games, and I'm glad that Capcom kind of kept it in for this series. So after all the filler of what I just mentioned as far as single player, anything you can do by yourself, we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of the review, and that is the network. Online in this game is pretty much substandard in my opinion. It follows the structure that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 did, and I really did not like it. I think that the Street Fighter infrastructure for online was pretty much the best. You have somebody out there who's hosting the match, or you can host one yourself, and through playing hours and hours, you can kind of narrow down to who you want to play online, whether it's just somebody who you're trying to pick on for easy points, or somebody who's trying to just play you all the time because you want to make them better, or if by chance you meet somebody who's just put in so much time with the game that they're pretty good at it, and they pretty much hand your ass to you every single time, but you get super salty about it. You can go hunt them down and actually go and fight them. And Street Fighter X Tekken has none of that. Everything is pretty much randomized. When it comes to ranked battle, you select ranked battle, select I guess the parameters as far as what you're looking for as far as rounds and all that other stuff. It picks a host at random, whether it's you or your opponent, and you go from there. And the main problem I have with this is that me myself, I played a bunch of people who normally I would not waste my time on, not because I'm an elitist or because I think I'm super good. It's just because, you know, when I go online, I want to play people who have been putting in more time because I want my victories to feel like something. And unfortunately, this game, my victories never felt like anything, and my losses for the most part felt like whatever. And then to top it off, the speed of the game when going from online to offline is terrible. Offline, this game does 60 frames per second. Online, it probably moves at about 40 frames per second, and to top that off, it seems like 80% of all sound effect assets are actually missing. I was about to rage at the fact the speakers on my monitor were actually going out because I was missing it at first and I did not understand why. Now, you know, there's been a bunch of explanations, and if you Google some of it, you can probably see them online as far as why Capcom decided to do this and all of the bullshit. You know, the fact that you cannot get this to work at 100% or come up with the trick to give me, you know, at least 80% of sound effects as opposed to the 20 you fucking give me now is ridiculous. I'm paying $60 for a good experience. The movement is already slow. The rollback in this game, which pretty much rollbacks the data to a more neutral space, is terrible. And the sound effects when playing online are just a big distraction of this game. The endless battle mode is a little bit better, but at that point you really have to have a bunch of friends that you really want to play with and who are as dedicated to this game to put in the time in this mode. This game with this online structure has really hit a niche market. Only the most hardcore or those who are like casual of the casual will find any type of redeeming quality when it comes to this online. The ranked battle option is a throwaway. I spent maybe 9 out of all 10 matches that I playing people who I just would not want to play, and I play them consistently. Now you can blame this on PSN, you can blame it on whatever. The fact of the matter is that if there was an infrastructure such as there is for Street Fighter 4 where I can choose and pick who I want to play with during these ranked battles, it would have been a lot more fulfilling. But as it stands, it's a very, very, very terrible experience. So kind of rolling back a little bit, but staying in the present mindset of why I don't like the online, is the gem system. Basically what gems are in Street Fighter X Tekken are the same thing that perks are in Call of Duty. Basically you pick 3 gems that boost up either your offense, your defense attributes, your speed attributes, or any other attributes, you know, any way that you may want. Now the problem I have with the system is, one, you know, all the major tournaments, including the just recently played out NorCal regionals, disallow all gems. So the fact that you can actually turn off all your gems but go into a ranked battle, you're not going to run into any player online who does not practice without gems. Everybody that I've played in my 100+ matches online plays with gems. So when it comes to that, you know, it doesn't leave me with a good practice for me to even try to enter tournaments at this point. I do know some pro players that are out there, especially out here in SoCal, you know, but I don't know them at a level personal enough where I can be like, hey, do you want to spend 2 hours playing with me? Because they have their own circle of friends. And when it comes to my circle of friends, you know, they're mostly playing either Call of Duty or something else, you know, outside of fighting games. I'm pretty much the only one, you know, in my circle that follows the fighting game community, has a passion for the fighting game community. And this game kind of leaves me in the middle with nowhere really to turn. So, you know, it sucks. And to even throw another wrench, you know, Hugo is one of the most damaging characters in Street Fighter X Tekken. A basic 3-hit combo from Hugo takes away about 360 hit points from his opponent. Now, if you implement or attach 3 offensive gems to him, have them all active at the same time, and hit your opponent with the same 3-hit combo, this combo does about 430 hit points of damage. That's pretty much super move damage right there off a basic 3-hit combo with this one character. That is ridiculous. Capcom dropped the ball big when it came to online and these gems. So after all my rant, raves, and criticism, I'm gonna end this review like this. Street Fighter X Tekken for the PS3 is gonna get a 2.5 out of 5. Capcom took what should have been a great idea as far as battling your Street Fighter characters with Tekken characters and pretty much implemented some poorly designed features, such as the gem system, which is stupid as hell and not even being supported by the major tournaments that are out there, and laggy online. If you have a close circle of friends that you can actually practice this game with locally or online in endless battle mode, then you're all fun and dandy. For everybody else, especially people like me who have a competitive mindset and don't want to waste time just casually playing the game, this game is not for you. If you're looking for a more fulfilling or more fun experience, I would recommend hitting up eBay and getting a used copy of Super Street Fighter 4 AE, a disc-based version of it, or Ultimate Mario vs. Capcom 3. Both of those games are actually more fun and more fulfilling to actually learn. If you want to support the fighting game community as a whole and you're looking for someone to support, I would recommend buying a new copy of King of Fighters 13 and maybe the newest iteration of Blaze Blue. And if you want to wait, there's this title that's coming out named Skullgirls, which is being designed and developed with the help of a fighting game community player named Mike Z. I've been fortunate to play some builds at local tournaments that I visited, and this game looks to be heading in the right direction as far as what needs to really be in a fighting game. And if you guys want to look it up, Google it, you can find a bunch of videos on it, and I believe it's really going to be worth your money once the game actually comes out. And that's going to be it. Street Fighter X Tekken is a money grab project which kind of falls flat in this space for everybody except for the most hardcore of people, and shame on Capcom for trying to release such a broken ass game to its consumers. And that's it. 2.5 out of 5. This has been Cornbeaner. I hope you guys found this helpful and informative, and if not, comment down below and we can keep the discussion going. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.